and do a little screen share because we do have quite a bit to celebrate tonight, which I'm super excited about. And we have lots of things to talk about. Okay. So welcome to the Team Nourish Team Call. It is Thursday, April 22nd, and I am excited you guys are on the call with me tonight. First things first is always going to be celebration and recognition. I am so excited to be celebrating. We have a lot of people on this board. When I posted this earlier, I was like, holy cow, there's so many people to celebrate. And guys, as cool as this is, what it really is a celebration of lives that we're helping change. So congratulations to our weekly top 5. Michelle King coming in at the #1 spot, which is not surprising at all. And we'll discuss why in just a minute, but not surprising at all that Michelle would be in the top spot this week. In spot number 2 is Renee Koth, and 3 is Carrie Summers, 4 is Emma Shaw, and 5 is Michelle Chapman. So congratulations, ladies. The weekly top 5, in case you are new to the call or new to our team, the weekly top 5 is made up of people who are enrolling new customers, people who are sponsoring new coaches, and people who have just general sales, meaning like somebody purchased some power greens from you or whatever. All of that goes into a numerical algorithm and it spits out our weekly top 5. That's why I was going to say, really not surprised that Michelle King is in the #1 spot because Homegirl took advantage of the CEO promo codes. And I could not be more proud if I just fell over backwards because she really it was really exciting to see yesterday her just light up in the last 2 days, really light up and really start helping people that really wanted to be a part of our team. So I'm really excited that you were on that and really sharing that with other people. Congratulations to our Success Club. Like I had mentioned several times, my assistant makes these. And so previously it had said Success Club 5, and I've wanted it changed back to Lives Changed Forever. And I just kept forgetting to tell her. Because every single point, no matter how wonderful points may look, every single point is representative of someone's life. And we on this call know the power of what we do. And if it stops with us, not that that's a bad thing, but we have such amazing stuff to share that it can't just stop with us. It cannot just be the stone cannot just fall in the lake and ripples don't happen, to me, every single life we change is another ripple of change that's going through our country, that's going through our neighborhoods, that's going through our schools and our works and all of the things. So congratulations to those of us who have changed 5 lives or more this month. So that's going to be me at SC11. 3 lives or more is Carrie Summers at SC8, Michelle King at SC8, and Bailey Cato at SC6. Congratulations to those of you on the board at all, helping anybody and everybody. We celebrate every single life here on this team. And so congratulations to Amanda Harold at SC4, Renee Koth at SC4, Paige Yorgi at SC2, Mara Chester at SC2, Allie Lamb at SC2, Amy Myers at SC2, Kendall Fawns, Megan Broski, Chris King, Jen Lotes, Emma Shaw, and Michelle Chapman at SC2, and Jamie Runner at SC1. And I've shared this with you guys before. Typically, SC1 or SC11 or 7 or 9 or whatever, odd numbers are not usually a thing. But because Beachbody's got the retention promo going on where you get 1 Success Club point, it's for every 180. I don't know the points. I have not paid attention to it at all. But I think it's every 180 PV that you carry over from the previous month, they're giving you an extra bonus point. And basically, all of that fancy language means the people that ordered from you last month and the previous month, they're keeping track of if they are continuing to order, which means part of it is you doing your job in sharing how to use the products. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, but really that is something that I feel like goes neglected a lot because it's like, okay, well, they're in the boot camp, so it's just going to be Danielle hyping all this up. No, it is your responsibility as their coach to ask them, are you using the Shakeology, especially if they're not logging it in their accountability every night. Go behind the scenes if you don't feel comfortable saying it in the nightly accountability. Say, hey, girl, I noticed you haven't been logging your Shakeology. Did you try it? Have you drank it? Because I can't tell you how many people will buy stuff and get into our group and they never even open the box. Like I remember I had a girl and she's like, she would do the Beachbody On Demand workouts. She's like, well, I just keep forgetting to open the box. And I'm like, open the box. So, I mean, you have people from that end of the spectrum to people who tried it and they don't like it. But guys, there's a lot of times where it's literally a single tweak. It's literally like, I remember, and I've shared this with you all before, but I had a girl who dumped her shake powder into like a water bottle that had been in her car all afternoon. She was like, well, it's an afternoon, like pick me up shake to keep me out of the drive-through. That was her thinking. But this water bottle had been sitting in her car all afternoon getting hot. And she shook up and she's like, oh, that was so gross. I'm like, yeah, that's freaking disgusting. That's not how this is meant to be drank. And so she wrote the entire bag off because her one experience was bad based on her own like silliness. So make sure that you're asking them, well, how did you make it? I ask people that all the time. How did you make it? Because it's not bad. You just probably don't know how to make it to where you like it. And maybe it is a flavor you don't like, but that's the purpose of retention points, is making sure that you're encouraging people to use the products that they already had, and then helping them just continue that if that's their desire. So why do I always do that? I always click the wrong button. Okay. We have rank advancements this week, which is really, really, really exciting. I'm so thrilled to announce rank advancements. I want to see so many more. Like, rank advancements just absolutely light me up. I get so pumped about it. So congratulations to our 3 new Emerald coaches on our team. And again, the CEO promo code, I was in the 5-star and above group earlier today, and everybody was like, that was so much fun. I haven't seen my team so excited and so chatty and so back and forth and helping one another out in a long time. And I would agree. Like, it was a really, really fun couple of days. And I know that the time, I think it was Michelle, we were talking, and you're like, oh, I wish we could just extend the codes. And I think it was you, maybe it was somebody else, but I was like, I get it. But when there's such a long time, people have no hustle to use them. They're like, nah, it'll be fine. I'll take care of it whenever. And then it just drags on forever. So it was really fun to do this fun little push, just kind of out of nowhere. So I was really excited that they did that. And I've never, in all 7 years of working with Beachbody, never seen them do anything like that. So really, really fun. But again, that's where that continuity and that retention is going to come in hot and heavy, because we were talking in the roundtable about, like, that's great for them enrolling and getting started with us. But now our job really, hold on, sorry, there's like somebody in the waiting room that's not, I don't know why it won't let me admit them all. Go, admit them all. Okay. That's where we now get to do our job and be their coach and help them see success and help them see results in this. So congratulations to those of you who rank advanced this week. Congratulations to Jen Lotes, Bailey Cato, and Megan Broski. I'm so excited. And I was also really excited because I know Carrie's team, who is Bailey and Megan on the rank advancements, also helped her pop back up into Diamond. So I was really excited to see that as well. So congratulations, Carrie. And I know there's many, many more things to come this week. Okay. Social media shout out. You guys know that I always want to just praise you and encourage you for what you're doing on social media. And I'm really, really proud to be shouting out Amy and Paige and Kalina. Congrats to Amy Myers I loved her little reel. It was really cute. And like, if you guys don't know these people and don't follow them on Instagram or on Facebook, go do that, because we are a team and supporting one another is part of this. But Amy's reel was so cute. And I just love that she's putting herself out there. She's trying reels. She's doing new things. So it's really fun to watch. Paige Yorgi, same thing. It was so fun. I love that she's adding value in her what is that called? Caption. That's what it's called. In her caption. I love that. It was just a funny little reel. Like, she literally, all she took was like workout clips and then a clip of her like flipping this cute little red dress. And she's talking about a very real thing to her, a very personal thing, which is she switched from weightlifting to a dance program. And so we're all Beachbody coaches, and we all know that a new dance program launched, but her followers don't know that. And so it was really cool to be able to see her give some value about mixing up your workout routine and how important that is for your mental health and for your body and for your muscles. So I thought that was really, really cool. And then Kalina is a brand new coach on our team. I'm so excited to have her joining us. And She kind of sort of started out as a discount coach, but I don't think that's going to last very long because she's already sharing her experience with other people and encouraging them to get started with us. So not surprising, but I love that she put herself out there. Day 3 of 9-week control freak. She's finishing up some classes she's taking some college classes. And so even in her post, she's talking about how she's focused on maintaining a good GPA. She's also focused on her weight loss, or not necessarily weight loss journey, but her health journey. She's got children, and she just talks about fitting it in a busy time. And I thought that that was really impressive that she just kind of went out there and started sharing. I think for a lot of people, that's a very scary thing. So I loved that she just was bold and put herself out there. Couple of announcements before we get started. You guys have seen this announcement every single week, but as I gain more clarity around it, because again, it's one of those things where it's like a funny, I posted it on Instagram, I think it was like 2 years ago, a year ago, I don't remember, but it stuck out because I had a lot of people that were like, oh yeah, that's definitely you. Where you're like, well, I'm not planning it, so I don't know what's going on. That's kind of how I feel about this. Like, I'm not the lead planner on this mission, so I'm just sharing as I get it. Yes, it's driving me crazy. Yes, I'm the one who's like, if I was planning this, we'd have all the details lined out, but I'm not the one planning it. So we are just able to be a part of it, and I'm very excited about that. We are having a Team Nourished Summit. It's going to be a big one with a bunch of other coaches and other teams, July 14th through the 16th in Austin, Texas. Tickets are available soon. They have not released them yet. We are going to have a diamond dinner and recognition ceremony. And then the new detail that has come out is that, and I'm going to explain a little bit more. So if you want to take notes, so you keep this in your head, but you're going to hear a lot about it in the next couple of days. We are having a diamond day on Saturday, the 24th, and another overnight. So I'll explain that here in a minute. Actually, no, I won't. I'll do it now. So we are in lieu of a diamond retreat, since we just had one in January, but I'm going to be back on the mainland, and that doesn't happen very often. And I understand that there were a lot of people who could not make the diamond retreat in Hawaii because of various reasons, and it being far away in Hawaii. We wanted to be able to do a small retreat middle of the year to celebrate diamonds who have been diamond, and also diamonds who are new diamonds. We have several people on our team pushing for diamond, either to regain their diamond or to gain their diamond for the first time and really grow their business. And so we want to do something about that, right? We want to treat you guys. That's part of our team culture, is celebration and recognition and really getting to reinvest and pour back into our team. And so that's Saturday. Why did I say the 24th? That is not correct. Please don't write that down. It is not the 24th. I think I looked at my calendar for April and saw the 24th because I'm crazy. It's Saturday the 17th, so scratch that out and put the 17th. I don't know why that says the 24th. Our Diamond Day is going to be Saturday the 17th, and so the details about that are this. Just so if this is something you want to earn and push for it, I don't care if you're a brand new coach and today is your first day, you could absolutely do this. I saw someone on Together Rising, and again, that team, just being friends with the women on that team, like, I get exposed to so many things that I didn't even know were possible. If you would ask me, is it possible to go from brand new coach to diamond in 24 hours? I would have laughed at you and been like, no, it took me 13 months. Well, somebody on Together Rising just did it Monday. They took all their CEO codes and they had it all set up and ready to go. And they literally went from coach to diamond in one day. So I know for a fact it can be done. If you want to do it and you put your mind to it, it's literally 12 coaches. It's 12 coaches. So you can absolutely do that. And I can absolutely help you do that. So, okay. For the Diamond Day, here are the details for it. So again, it's the 17th, not the 24th. If you are coming to Summit, this is something you're going to want to put on your radar anyway. So if you are a new diamond, meaning you have never been diamond before and you are just now going diamond, or you will be going diamond in this qualification period time, you will get the night of the 17th paid for at wherever we're staying, if that's the house or if that's the hotel. You will also get all spa photos, activities that we plan for Saturday completely covered. So it'll just be like a fun little retreat day for you. We're going to have a speaker come talk and just give a little leadership training in that. But all of that will be covered for you. Old diamond, I'd say old diamonds. Existing diamonds who either regain their diamond or have held their diamond this year. You do have to hold it 6 weeks in second quarter in order to earn this, but you will earn all of the day's activities covered, meaning spa day, photos, brunch, dinner, all the things, whatever it is we're going to do, you will earn those. But you will not earn the night in the accommodations paid for unless you rank advance. You must rank advance up, meaning if you're a diamond now, you must be 1 star in order to earn the accommodations portion. It doesn't mean you can't come. We're going to cover the entire day for you, but that's how you would earn the accommodations covered for you. Okay. I think that's all that I wanted to say about that. So, okay, and this kind of rolls right along into it. Our team is teaming up with Jacqueline Hughes's team, Jen Hines's team, and Cece Davis's team to host a Summit Diamond Dash. And again, this is something that if diamond is in your wheelhouse, and if you don't know what that is, that's okay. We can talk about that later. But if diamond is in your sights, you need to be in this group. So it is a $20 pot, meaning you pay, right here it says, you pay $20 to me. You can Venmo me by April 25th, which is this Sunday. It is going to, everything on this is going to be a fairly quick turnaround, but that goes into a pot. So all of those teams, so Jacqueline's team, my team, Jen's team, Cece's team, everybody who wants to go diamond is going to put $20 into that pot. Everyone who goes diamond during the dates that this is set for, and I'll share with you that in just a moment, and holds it for 6 weeks, gets a portion of that pot paid out to them. For example, and I think it's easiest when there's examples. For example, I'm going to use you, Michelle, as the guinea pig here. Michelle's like, yes, I'm going to go diamond. I'm going to do this. She puts in her $20. She goes diamond on May the 1st, right? Whatever that is. I don't know, whatever Thursday that is. And she holds it 6 weeks. And say there were 20 people in the group, 30 people, I don't know how many ever people, 20 people in the group. All of them paid in the $20, just like Michelle did. But Michelle and maybe 3 other people went diamond and held it during that time. They're the only ones that split the pot. Does that make sense? Like if there's any questions about that, I want to make sure that I'm very clear about it. So you get a cut of the pot when you hit diamond during the qualification time and hold it for 6 weeks. The payout is July 1st. That is 6 weeks from May 27th. So in order to be a lifetime, like holding a diamond for lifetime, it's 6 weeks that you hold it. It's not difficult. You just continue to do the job that you've been doing and grow your team. You don't just hold your breath for 6 weeks. And then you get paid out, and that can go into your cash for Summit. That can go into, it's just your money. You do whatever you want with it. Let's see. Our training starts on the 26th of this month, meaning Monday. We will start training for this. And I think people get really intimidated by the idea of a diamond dash. Here's what I can tell you. It's literally doing what you're probably already doing, just maybe turned up a little bit if your results are not happening very quickly in the business. So you're going to kind of crank up the dial, meaning if you're doing your business activity tracker, and you want to grow your business, you should be doing every single day anyway. And maybe you're enrolling 1 person every month, maybe 2, something like that, or maybe 0 right now. We're going to crank it up. We're going to see where your gaps are, where you're falling short of not finishing your business activity tracker, where your conversations are lagging, where you can refine things and really take ownership of what you're doing as a coach and get you those results for diamond. Like I said, diamond is literally 12 coaches. There's a diamond roadmap in our team page. You can go and print that out and literally write the names in it. But those are the 2 requirements. $20 to me, and print your diamond roadmap, which again, just search that in our team page, and fill it out and send it to your upline so you can be added to the group. Okay, the other two little designation things here are that if you have been diamond before, meaning you're a fallen diamond, you can come into it, but you must enroll 6 coaches. If you've never been a diamond before, you just have to enroll 4 coaches in your primary CBC, which means, you know, you're also enrolling in maybe a spouse's CBC or something like that. Okay, what else? I'll check for questions for that in just a second. Two other announcements really quick. We are still in the Take Action Challenge until the end of June. So if you are not logging your business activity tracker on the digital one, make sure you're doing that, because if you finish 50% or more every day that you finish 50% or more and you track it digitally, you get an entry into these things. I know, excuse me, there was a girl on Courtney Burton's team that just won a trip for 2 for Mexico. So that's incredible. And it's such an easy way to do it. The other way that you can earn prizes and get tickets and stuff like that in the Take Action Challenge is to be inviting to the Beachbody On Demand group. You guys all should have access to mine. And if you don't, you can always create one. You can literally invite anybody into that you want. And then the other announcement is they did just do a new product launch, which is really very cool. I expected to have some because I got a shipping notification that I was getting it shipped to me. And I was hoping to be able to try it and share it with you guys today, but the mail here is weird. And so it is not here yet, but it is Bevy and Focused Energy, Focused Energy and Bevy combined. Focused Energy is a Shakeology boost that we've had for several years now. It tastes like ground up dirt. And Bevy is the pomegranate. It's very delicious. If you haven't had it, you should have it. And so they have formulated it so that you get the benefits of the Focused Energy without the dirt taste, and the benefits of Bevy with a little bit more benefits. So, and it's already very delicious. So, and it's an all natural plant-based product, just so you know. No extra caffeine and no sugar crash, which is exciting for all of the people involved. Okay, hold on. We're going to stop share really quick. Well, let me just check the chat really quick. Oh yeah, your mail. No, ours is Hawaii. It's not Beachbody. Yeah, and the 24th is definitely incorrect. Unless you want to just stay in Austin for yourself, we can call the 24th a Diamond Day. I won't be there, but you do whatever you want. Okay. And let's see. Yes, Focused Energy does taste like dirt, Kendall. Like straight up, if I went out into my yard and scooped up dirt, that's what it tastes like. But I will say, it works. It really, really works, but it tastes like dirt. And you're not supposed to drink it by itself anyway. And I'm one to drink it by myself. I don't ever mix it into my shake. You're supposed to mix it into your shake. And I'm like, I don't want to ruin my shake. I'll just drink it. Like, I'll just slam it back like a shot. But again, that's 2004 Danielle coming out, not 2021, the proper lady. Okay, so let's talk about making content easy. Okay, so first off, I want to kind of gauge where we're starting at here with content, because there's a couple of, I want to make sure that we know what we're talking about when I use the word content, because I've done several of these trainings before, and then inevitably someone's like, so I put this in my private like boot camp group, and I'm like, no, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about social media content, how to share effectively on social media without getting like tripped up on yourself, without getting, I don't know that writer's block is the right word, but for me, it's like content block, where I like literally I'm like, I don't have anything to post. And let me just tell you guys, I've been there, and in the last week or so, I've actually been there a lot, just for whatever various reasons. I've really struggled with, I don't know what to post. And so thankfully, yeah, same, right? Yeah, and it's scatterbrained, all the things, right? So thankfully, there's a couple of things that I have put into place that I'm going to share with you guys tonight that really have helped me through those time periods where you get into kind of a funk with posting and you just don't know what to post. So the first thing first, yeah, and Carrie, I was going to say, Carrie, that's exactly one of my techniques is I go through my Facebook memories and I let that jog my memory. The other thing that I do is I save the bejesus out of posts from other people that I see, specifically on Instagram, just because I feel like Facebook, it's different. But I save posts that I want to use as inspiration for my own posts, whether they sparked a thought in me that I want to expand on, whether they are something that I literally want to not necessarily copy and paste, but put into my own words because I feel the exact same way, or that I literally just repost. The thing with Instagram, and this is something, that's why we're not having a specific social media training tonight, because this whole call is on social media training, is this was an interesting thing from Brock Johnson that I learned in the Insta Club Hub that I'm sharing with you guys. And that is, if you have less than 10,000 followers, the majority of what you're sharing should not be original content, meaning over 50%. And that his number is 80. And I disagree with that. I'm sure he has lots of statistics and he's very smart and all the things, but I disagree with 80%. His like, I don't know what that's called, like ratio was 80 to 20, meaning 80% of what you're sharing should not be original content. 20% should be original content. I disagree. I think that I just don't like that. And I think in our industry, that's not as helpful for building authentic relationships. I think probably 50-50 is a better way to build authentic connection with people and get your story in front of more people. Michelle, you feel like your life is boring and you have nothing exciting to share. Absolutely. I completely get, and that's honestly, that's probably half my problem right now is that I haven't really been doing anything interesting. So I'm like, oh, I don't know, like here's my dance workout. I'll just shake my butt. Right. But there's a couple of things that I want to share with you guys. First off, like I said, if you have less than 10,000 followers on Instagram, I would go ahead and just hardcore recommend 50-50, meaning you need to invest in your business and get I think it's $1.99. I don't know, Carrie, I think you have it too, but the repost app, but download the repost app. Makes it super simple to repost. But really good investment for your business. And then I would start saving content that you find on Instagram that fits your niche market. So first off, I'm going to screen share again really quick. First off, before you even think about what content you're going to be sharing and making that content easy and getting out of that like headspace of I don't know what to share, you really need to know a couple of things. Why are you on social media? And who are you trying to talk to? And so the word, the buzzword, the vocabulary word is niche, right? The niche market. This is my niche market. That's a fancy word for who are you trying to talk to? Who are you and who are you trying to connect with? Because I think where a lot of people get really, really stuck and why this content part is hard is because you haven't really done much exploring in who you even want to talk to, right? And so I want you guys to come up with, and maybe type them in the chat, 3 things about yourself that, or maybe that's not the right way of putting it, but like 3 types of people, and that can all exist in one person, or that can be 3 different types of people that you want to talk to. Maybe that's moms, excuse me. Maybe that's moms. Maybe that's Christian women. Maybe that's, I don't know, doctors. Maybe that's, I mean, just, and most of the time I will say those people typically already have some commonality with you. Like, excuse me. I would not cater my content to elementary school PE teachers. I have no connection with an elementary school PE teacher. That makes no difference to me whatsoever. I mean, I love you, Carrie, and I love your team, but like, that's your thing, right? Like, that would be ridiculous. If I was trying to cater my message and my content to Mara's audience of a very fitness focused personal training group fitness instructor market, it, not that I can't, it just doesn't really make sense when they go to learn who I am and and they start watching my stories and they read my story. If there's a really large disconnect between everything I'm sharing and who I am, it comes off very inauthentic. So again, it's not that you can't, it just makes that relationship building really difficult. Because, like, I remember there was a point in time where it was like, I had a dog and I thought I should talk to people. I would follow people who had hashtagged mini schnauzers. Well, here's the deal, and this might throw me under the bus a little bit. I'm sorry. I loved our mini schnauzer. I really could care less about other people that have mini schnauzers. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's a very nice thing. And I might compliment them on their dog. I'm like, oh, I have a mini schnauzer too. But like, I don't really care about things about a breed, right? Like, I don't care about their nuances and what they do. And oh, that breed is so blah, 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 blah. It's not my thing. So trying to forge authentic connections with the new person, where literally the only commonality we have is a dog. That again, I love our dog because he's our household pet, but like I don't care two figs if he was a mini schnauzer or a lab, you know? It makes a very awkward conversation on the back end. It's like, hey, I see you have a mini schnauzer too. Me too. And they're like, cool. So why are you in my DM box again? So make sure that when you pick your niche and you think about who it is you're trying to reach. And again, that doesn't have to be fitness. It doesn't have to be nutrition. It's who you are, right? It's something that you actually genuinely care about, not just some random fact about yourself. I think that people get tripped up in that a lot when they start thinking about, that they pick these obscure things that make conversations very difficult. So let me look at the chat because I saw some people writing. So oh no, hold on. Former athletes, full-time working moms. Yes, busy moms, nurses, veterans or active military, moms and military spouses, group fitness instructors, moms 40 and up, club people like me. Yes, exactly. Like, you guys are really spot on. And Michelle, I think part of the reason why, and you and I have chatted about this, and I'll just make this personal between you and I, is because that's all I really saw myself as. Very similar to you. I'm a mom and I'm a military spouse. Like, what? Okay, there's 100,000 moms and military spouses. There's a lot of really good things about the fact that your market is fairly broad, but my guess is you actually have a more targeted audience than you realize you do. And most people do, because they see themselves as a mom, they see themselves as a military spouse, but you don't want to just talk to any old mom or military spouse, right? Like, you don't want to connect with just literally anybody. You want to connect with moms who maybe care about their health, or they care about their family dynamic and they want to see that grow. You start thinking about, and this is, I did an avatar training. So I feel like 2021 word is niche. 2014 word, when I started this, everything was avatar. What's your avatar? Build your avatar. And so it was like, we had an exercise where we literally built the person from the ground up. We picked a random picture I actually picked a person that I knew and loved, but like, what did she look like? What did she dress like? Where did she go out to eat? Where did she live? Because when you start thinking of who you want to connect to, it makes it very easy to share content that falls in line with that. Because I think about like Cece, her part of who she wants to connect to maybe is special needs moms. And again, I go into, I'm a mom, but I'm not a special needs mom. And so the things that a special needs mom is searching for online is very different than the things that me, as not a non-special needs mom, is searching for online. So when you start to designate that kind of category, don't be afraid to get specific. I mean, it's fine to be broad because there's lots of military spouses out there, and there's lots of moms out there, and there's lots of over 40s women. But just know that you can also start narrowing that in. Maybe they're over 40s women who love Disney. or they are over 40s women who curse like sailors. You know what I mean? Like, start really figuring that out, because it makes the content that you pick to share really easy. Because if I know that my audience is Christian women who care about their bodies and want to love their bodies the way God created their bodies, it makes what I share really easy, because then I can skip over, even if it's funny and I think it's hilarious, it makes it easy to skip over that. A big part of my niche is feisty women. I don't want a bunch of women that just lay down and do nothing, guys. Like, I like to talk to women who are passionate and funny, and maybe they curse a little bit. And like, that's my kind of, like, when I think about who do I want to hang out with, and who do I want to travel with, and who do I want to go to summit with, and who do I want to do this coaching thing with, that's the kind of girls I like, right? Like, I want to be able to laugh, and I want to be able to like cuss in front of them and not feel like I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Like, and it's not that I can't be friends, and that doesn't mean that all of those people who don't fit that mold are going to feel excluded. But again, it's part of what makes my brain easier to focus on what it is that I want to share. So picking your niche is really helpful. Coming up with 3 or 4 pillars about what it is that you want to educate or inspire on. And we'll leave off community building for just a minute. But educate and inspire on, it makes it really easy when you have that narrowed down a little bit. So like, and again, I go into mom life is not a bad niche to have, right? Like, that's a very specific niche. Maybe it's preschool mom life. So I've entered into a phase where I don't have preschoolers anymore. So it's actually really, and it's funny because I read these adorable memes about toddlers that are terrorists, and I want to share them, but it doesn't make sense for me anymore. I don't have a toddler terrorist. I have a 7-year-old terrorist, right? Like, so I'm excuse me, I am catering my content to that. So start thinking in that way, and then come up with 3 or 4 pillars. What are you going to center your message around? And again, I think so many people are worried about excluding, like, oh, well, I don't want to make her feel like she wouldn't belong here. I don't want to make her feel like she's excluded. You're a warm and wonderful person. It doesn't mean you're going to exclude them. It just means that the people that are attracted to your account that aren't already your network, they're going to find you because of these other pillars, because they have that commonality with you. They have a toddler terrorist, or they have a group fitness background, and they're tired of doing 50 classes a week, and they're sick of doing that, and they don't want to do it anymore. So they want a virtual coaching business. So again, start that way. You can start sharing content that makes sense for your audience. So I'll kind of move on from that, because I feel like I've talked about that a lot. Sorry. But it is really important, because once you do that, it makes the rest of it so much simpler. Type of content: educational and inspirational. So, and then I'll get into the community building in just a second. But educational and inspirational, the majority of that stuff, I would say, and again, everybody that I know that's here on this call, unless I'm missing something, has less than 10,000 followers, myself included. That means that 50% of our content should be coming from reposting other people's stuff. And I can walk you guys through how to repost. It's really easy. The main thing with it is make sure that you always credit back the person who you're reposting from. You don't hit repost and then take all of their branding and all of their like stuff off of it and try to pass it on as your own. You're essentially saying, like, my friend Allie, who runs Inspiralized, she shared this amazing recipe, and I'm going to give her credit for it because I didn't make that recipe. Or Clean Food Crush is one that I share a lot. We share a lot of commonalities in the type of recipes that we create, but you know what? She takes hella good food photos. Like, that is her main gig. And I do not feel like setting up a food photography and the lighting and the this and the that all the time. So guys, you know what? I don't do it that often anymore. I share her stuff. And you know what I've seen? My Instagram engagement go up. My followers go up, because I'm using hashtags that are bringing those people in. And we'll get to that in just a minute. But so educational and inspirational. I can't tell you what you need to educate people on. I can't tell you what you need to inspire people on. Part of the inspirational is going to be your own story, but the other inspirational stuff are shareable quotes. They are other people's stories. They are that kind of stuff. That think about the stuff that inspires you. Like, what inspires you? And just start saving them on your Instagram. If you don't know how to save on Instagram, just in case, it's the little, oh, why do I exit out of stuff? Okay, it's just this little button right here that looks like a flag. You can click that and then you can, Matt's texting me. You can click that and then you can do what's called add to collection, and then create a collection and say repost. And so that way, you know that you have this stockpile of stuff that already fits your market and you're reposting it. So very, very easy to do, making content easy. That's my whole point in this, is trying to release you from the burden of feeling like you have to create content that is engaging and shareable and all of this all the time, because the nature of social media right now is not that. The nature of social media right now is basically sharing other people's content to get it in front of other people's faces. My disclaimer has been and will always be, and it's not about competition, it's not about any of that, but I would encourage you to sparingly share other coaches' stuff. And that really just comes from the simple fact of, even if you connect very deeply to Moira, or you connect very deeply to Ashley Molstead or Holly Hillier or whoever, these top coaches, top 10 coaches, be cautious of sharing a lot of their stuff, because then what you're doing is pointing all of your people to them. Sharing one thing here and there, it's like, okay, but if you're constantly sharing another top coach's stuff, again, you're kind of directing your people to them. So there are lots of other people who aren't Beachbody coaches. So get your head up out of Beachbody land and start looking around. Who do you follow that you find inspiring? Who do you love seeing their content from? Look at the stuff that they're doing, specifically business owners, or people that just share really good stuff that you like. So educate, whatever that is, on your market. Maybe that's, I don't know, some mom hack or kitchen hacks. I mean, one of my biggest thing that I've shared recently was that thing on food waste. I mean, people just loved that. So it's educational. I learned something from it, and I'm passing along what I'm learning to someone else. Inspirational, we've kind of talked about that, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. And then community building. So the thing about social media, and I think what really helped me wrap my head around it, is that what you're attempting to do with your Facebook is not just content everybody to death. What you're trying to do, the purpose of it, is to get people to start engaging with you too. Because how many times have you posted something, excuse me, and it's just the same 4 people that like it, right? And nobody ever comments. It's always the same stuff. And even though you ask a question, they know that it's to build your Beachbody business, right? Excuse me. But what if you started doing that in a way that genuinely got people engaging on your social media? And this is just human psychology. People care about themselves a whole lot, like a whole lot. And they really, really, really care about their opinions a whole lot, far more than they care about your opinion. I don't know if you know that or not, but like, people care about their own opinion far more than they care about your opinion. So giving them a place to share their opinion is a really easy way to build community and to have people feeling like they are engaging in this community-based space that even if it isn't private, like our boot camp, right? So ask for people's opinions. I'll tell you again, we go back to the most engaging post that I probably ever freaking have is people giving me their opinion. I'm asking for it. So it's not like I'm not asking for it, but like, if I'm like, I'm going on a trip to Maui and I want to buy a new bikini. I don't know, I'm just like making crap up. And I post 2 pictures of me in a bikini and I'm like, pick A or B. Or tell me, and then, or tell me if you don't like either of these, give me a better example. I guarantee you, Facebook and Instagram, I will have every single time 200 comments every time because people love to give you their opinion. They just love it. So give them the opportunity, even, and this is again, I feel like I'm like pulling back the curtain, even if you don't care what their opinion is, even if you've already bought the bathing suit you want and it wasn't either of the two. I can't tell you how many times I've done that when I've gone to an event or gone to a military ball or something like that. And I'm like, ordered 2 dresses off of Amazon. Which one? Guys, I really am not going to base what I'm going to wear off of people on social media. Like I feel generally confident in what I'm picking to wear, but it gives people a place to give their opinion. And again, it's not that you don't value their opinion, because then you come back and you're like, oh, just kidding, I picked a completely different one, ha ha ha, or thank you guys for your advice, I went with the blue one. Whether you were going to go with the blue one or not the entire time doesn't really matter, you guys. And then ask for opinions about things you do actually want people's opinions about. I remember one of the most, again, I go back to, this is when I was doing half marathon training years and years ago. And I asked people for suggestions on double strollers. I needed to push the kids in a double stroller. I genuinely wanted to socially ask, what are your opinions on double strollers? Again, 80, 100, 200 comments. And I actually did want to know their opinion on it. And I don't need to like weigh each person's opinion, and be like, oh, well, Ashley said this and I don't know what to buy now. No, but it gives you more information to make an opinion. So that's the kind of stuff that's community building. When you share vulnerability kind of things and you ask for people like, has this ever happened to you? Or do you have, advice on a difficult parenting situation? Like, don't be afraid to build your community on social media with vulnerable things too. It's surprising how much camaraderie you have when you share something like that. Like, and it's not like desperate, like, please tell me what to do, I don't have an opinion of my own. It's just building community and getting people engaged. And then the last little piece of advice I have for this before I open it up to question and like more targeted talk about this, is schedule it out. That's the last thing that I'll say. And I'm inconsistent with doing it, but every time I do it consistently, you guys, I feel so it's easy. It literally is so easy because I don't even have to think about it. It's not like I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I have not shared anything on social media today. I don't even know what I'm going to do. Like, blah, blah, blah. I've already scheduled it all out. You can do it in calendar form. You can do it, I've done it lots of different ways. I've done it for free and I've done it for paid. Free, take your, whatever, whether that's your Rise Up planner or whether it's, the planner that you bought at the Dollar General, doesn't really matter. And you just write on there, Monday, I'm going to share about tacos, or I guess that's Tuesday. You can't share about tacos on Monday, right? But like Monday, I'm going to share about running shoes and I'm going to ask for people's opinion. And Tuesday, I'm going to share about tacos because it's Taco Tuesday. And Wednesday, I'm going to do this. And you map out, that's like, it sounds like a really too simple version, but that's a marketing calendar, you guys. And then on Thursday or Friday, you're going to do face-to-face Friday, where you do a transformation photo of your face and you vary the content up based around these 3 or 4 pillars. That way you don't feel like you're sharing the same stuff or asking the same thing or sharing your same story over and over, even though, and I always feel like that sounds like a negative. Not everyone sees all the things. So even though you feel like you've shared your story a bunch of times, people need to see it lots of times before it clicks in their mind. They'll see it on the one day that they desperately needed to hear that message. So don't ever think that you're sharing your story too much. But if you do feel like all you do is share the same, sweaty selfie and, healthy meal post all the time, getting some direction in your content is really helpful. I wanted to share one other little thing with you guys. This is in our team page. So this is social media post idea calendar. If you go into our team page and you go to guides, there's a whole training on social media in there. But this is a really good way if you genuinely are tapped the F out and you cannot think of a single thing. This is a really easy way to turn it on autopilot. And you're like, okay, it's Tuesday, share transformation story, easy peasy. And this is the other thing I wanted to say about that. Don't think I mean, yes, you should be sharing your transformation story at minimum every other week, if not every week. But don't be afraid to ask other people on our team if you can share their transformation story too. I had a conversation with a coach on our team that was like, well, but I didn't assist in her transformation. You have a team. You have an entire team of people. Nobody is saying like if you shared a person's transformation, that meant that you had to be the one that signed that person up. Absolutely not. They're still inspirational. And I hold to the fact that I remember a couple of years ago, I was really inspired by a girl named Annie Banks. She's a part of Together Rising. I was really, really inspired by her transformation, mostly because it was not a huge physical transformation. It really was like her going from, a really great body to her going to maybe a more toned, really great body. And her words were really good. And I asked her, hey, can I share your story? And I immediately, after I shared her story that same day, got a message from a girl named Robin, who's still a part of our team. She just doesn't work her business. But she was like, Danielle, I have followed you forever and ever and ever and never wanted to do this. You just shared Annie. And that is the type of body type that I have. So when you share other people's stories, it's showing other people that their body can do this too. Like Kendall and I, our body type is so different. Jamie Runner, and we all have our own body type. So don't be afraid to ask someone. And it doesn't have to be gigantic weight loss, right? Like I think that's the sexy thing to share is like, oh my God, she lost 80 pounds. That's amazing. Not everybody needs Beachbody to lose weight, guys. Some people need Beachbody to do whatever they want to do with their body, get off their diabetes medication. They want to, be able to push themselves up on a boat without having to be hauled up on a boat. Like whatever it is, they just want upper body strength. They want defined abs. Like you don't get to tell somebody what they should want for their body. Let them determine what they want for their body, but you have to be the one to share that with other people. So don't be afraid to ask other people to, to me, I feel like if they're in our team page and they've shared it in our team page, you shouldn't have to ask them. But if it makes you feel better, just send them a message and say, hey, I really want to share your story on my social media or whatever, my Facebook, my Instagram. Do you care if I do that? And they can say, actually, I'd rather you not. Although, it's really rare at this point because, again, I feel like if they're willing to share it in our team page, they're willing to allow it to be shared. Let me check the chat. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, mine is totally up for grabs. I share Michelle's all the time. I share pages. I try to share everyone's who is posting it regularly. I will say, if it's like, well, Danielle, you've never shared mine, or Carrie or Amanda, you've never shared mine, make sure that you have one that you've shared. That's something that's really important because I have a lot of people who share transformations that happened years ago and they aren't still currently really doing anything in their journey. And they're like, well, but take a new picture. Like it's really not that difficult. Just take a new picture and put it up against your old one. And I always go back to, if we're going to talk about transformation posts, before goes on the left, after goes on the right, and make sure that it's visible. Like, and again, it doesn't have to be like, oh my God, she lost 80 pounds, but like, make sure you can see the person's face and make sure that like you aren't wearing baggy clothes in both of them, that kind of thing. So be sure you share a good transformation photo as far as like being able to tell that that's the purpose of the photo. So let's see. Yeah, Michelle asking where you should travel for your 10-year anniversary. Right. And don't think that stuff can't lead to share cards. Because I think where people get tripped up is it's like, well, what's that doing for me? 80 people commented on that, but I post a picture of my sweaty selfie and not a single person comments on that. That doesn't mean people don't see it. It doesn't mean people aren't watching your journey. Your job is not to see how many likes you can get on something. It's to build a community and share the message that you have. People are watching. I can't tell you how many people who have, I mean, they'll randomly pop up in my DM and they're like, oh my God, I've been watching you forever and I'm finally ready and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, girlfriend, I invite the people who like my photos and I've never once invited you. So they didn't like my photos. I don't know where they came from because not everyone interacts on social media the same way. Lots of people are stalkers. So not like bad stalkers, but like, yeah, good stalkers. So, okay. Anybody have any questions about this? Right? People are, oh, I saw you share that in our team page, Michelle. Yeah, people are totally watching. That's, I mean, and how many, I go back to like, how many people do I watch that I don't click like on their stuff and I don't comment on their stuff, but I'm still watching them. I'm still seeing what they're doing. Right. So, and I'll still, I think about like, I don't know, a really good example. I bought this stupid Beachly box because an influencer I watch on social media loves the Beachly boxes. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever liked a single thing she's posted. I was like, dang it, I really want that. So I bought it, like, and I used her code. So what is it, like, what does it matter? If you want to schedule your posts, like literally schedule them, not just like make a calendar. I meant to say that. I use an app called later.com or later app or whatever it's called. And I really, really like it. But it does cost. Planoly, Planoly is free if you want to use that one, or you can just do what I said, like write it down on a calendar and then have it planned out. Anybody have any questions?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my 2 Instagram pages because since my personal Instagram is like all my kids and I don't really want to share that publicly. So I'm struggling with connecting with people on my like fitness Instagram page because I want to connect with other moms, but I'm not sharing things about my kids. And I'm like, I don't know how to get around that. I try to take some pictures of them, like the backs of their heads, and like they're in the photo or they're in the distance, or they're kind of blurred. You can't see their faces really well, but I'm having a hard time like figuring out how to, connect with my niche of moms of preschoolers when I don't even share things about my kids because I don't want them all over the internet.
I totally understand and respect that, like 100%. And I get where you're coming from when you say like there's a disconnect there. Like, how can
Yeah.
I show that I'm a mom without sharing like the physicalness of my children because they exist, right?
Yeah.
Number one, I would be public about not like, let me say it this way. I would be public about your feeling about not sharing your kids. Like saying in your stuff, like, I choose not to share my children because of this. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with that. And again, I think you will also find that there's a lot of moms that feel the exact same way, and you will resonate with that audience because not only are you a mom, you're niching down even more into moms that really don't want to put their kids on the internet because there's a whole group of them people.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So you can attack it that way. You can, I mean, if there was ever a time you decide that that didn't matter to you anymore, just know that you haven't really set a precedent that people are like, oh my God, Michelle. It's not like there's a group of people that are like, oh my God, Michelle never posts pictures of her kids on here. Why do you know why? Like, I wonder why. Like, nobody is talking about it. So if you decided all of a sudden you wanted to share pictures of your kids, you could. But I think that if that was a part of what you really like, I won't say are passionate about, but like if that's a deep held belief for you, then I would share that and I would make that a part of what you share.
Yeah. And it's hard on my Facebook too because I can't like add new people, new friends on my Facebook because it's the same thing. Like it's basically like I have the same 200 friends I had in college and I'm not adding to it
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not adding strangers. I mean, when I moved, I PCS'd and added new people, but that's only every 2 to 3 years.
Well, and so then to me, it becomes even more important that your network growth is centered around your fitness Instagram. That
Yeah.
that needs to be like, then I guess my viewpoint of it is, if that's a core belief that you're unwilling to change, which is fine, again, like there's no judgment or condemnation there. If that's what you don't want to change, then you have to grow what you are willing to open. Then don't
Yeah.
focus on
Okay.
adding new Facebook friends. Focus on
And yeah.
expanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Carrie commented and said I could share the stuff from my fitness page and my personal page. And I already do that, Carrie. I share all of my posts and my workout videos and whatnot on my personal page.
Yeah. There's a girl, I'm gonna write her in it because I'm gonna write it. I think it's Brooke. But I don't know if it's Alicia or Alicia. I don't know how to say people's names. I suck at it. But she is on somewhere in Soul Warriors. And she is very, is it Book? I feel like that's wrong. I'm gonna look it up. She is very against sharing her kids' pictures on Instagram, like to the point of like advocating that other people do not. Let me see what it is. You might be right, Carrie. I don't know her name. Boock. Um, but she will like put a heart over her kid's face in a photo like this. And that's, I mean, as I don't want to say silly as I may think it is, but I mean, that's her thing. Like, and that's a lot of people who don't want their kids' pictures on Instagram, that they do that a lot. Amy Silverman does not have her kids on Instagram. Like, that is a big thing for her. She's like, I do not want my kids' faces on Instagram. She's still a top 10 coach. You can still do it. And that has become a part of like her platform, is like, I don't want my kids on Instagram. So, yes. Yeah, Boock. It's always the back of their heads. It's always, I mean, I've seen her put a little emoji sticker right on their face. Like, and again, as like, as not a thing that I personally think that is, there are a lot of people that really, really believe that that's a very like thing that they're very passionate about. And so think about like if you put a picture on your Instagram of Charlotte with a heart over her face, like people are going to scroll and stop. I mean, like it's almost kind of like shock value-ish too, you know? So works. Any other questions about content or scheduling content or niche markets or anything? Life in general, Diamond Dash things. Okay. Well, it is after 9 p.m. Nope, after 10 p.m. on the East Coast. So I'm going to let y'all go. I hope everybody has a wonderful night, and I will see you guys later. Go help lots of people. So good night.